Alrighty, let's go. Let's paint. It's that time. Let's see if I can adjust this real quick. Just do a little minor adjustment right there. Here we go. Fantastic. Let's do this. I love having like two cameras set up right now because it lets me, and both these cameras have like totally opposite, they're like opposite frames. So it lets me see this from two different perspectives, three different perspectives. I get the big perspective and then I get these two little perspectives, which helps me to get an idea of like color. Break my charger one day. Is my charger okay? Yeah, the charger's still okay. What's going on with this thing? Come on, camera thing. Let's go. Hopefully it holds now. It doesn't. That should hold. Alright. I didn't even do anything. Here we go. Is that good? That's good. So we're going to continue working on this portrait today. Might be working on this for like another week or more. Who knows? I could work on this for a month, a year. I don't know. Probably not a year. I would have to work on a painting that's like 10 times the size for it to take up a whole year. But this is titled Portrait of Kathleen Roy. Just trying to get my references. You know, I've reached a point in my painting now where I have to like have references. And it's kind of concerning because it makes it really difficult to paint. Without them. Do I have the battery? Why is the battery not charging? Battery, why are you not charging? Why is there issues? This is plugged in, this is plugged in. DC adapter is plugged in. All right, looks like it's charging. Perfect. Natalia, thank you. Natalia, this is called A Portrait of Kathleen Roy. And if you enjoy it, it will probably be up for print one day. For now, just getting to work on it. But it looks like you got a portrait too. What is that? An anime character or something? Looks like an animation. So we got going on. So I was sitting in we were at an Italian restaurant the other day, and I really liked that there was a chandelier right above her, and I had her take a bunch of photos, and it just captured the light really well. So after I started this, I just had to paint it. Another thing was her daughter was there, and she's like, "Are you gonna paint?" Her daughter was there, and they were like, "Are you gonna paint my mom like the Mona Lisa?" And I was like, I can't paint like the Mona Lisa. You know, it'd take me maybe 30 years to learn how to. But I would do a painting of it. Maybe I can paint the Mona Lisa. I don't know. Haven't really tried. Actually, you know what? I gave it one attempt, but it didn't turn out so well. But one thing I learned about painting through the brief study of the Mona Lisa that I did is when you notice, if you actually study it and then you compare to a photo, like, you know, so I think it's easy to hyper focus on realism or hyper realism and capturing all the specific details. But you could tell that even, you know, Da Vinci's Mona Lisa, it's an interpretation. It is not photo accurate at all. Because you could tell instantly just by looking at the parts of the painting that like so many details are left out, like the fingers didn't have really noticeable knuckles, the area around the neck of Mona Lisa. He just uses a shadow just to go across the neck. He doesn't show the details, the fine details of like, she wouldn't have had an Adam's apple, but there are some details that even women have, like their collarbone, that's not showing. So I mean, absolutely brilliant painting, but if you were to judge it based on its accuracy to human form, the accuracy would not really be there. But of course, there was that classical style, right? Everyone loves the classical style. No one criticizes the masters or the classics or whatever. But that was, that style, just a very delicate roundness and like the ability to make things look soft is just absolutely amazing from the classical artists. But I think today people get so focused on trying to make things accurate and realistic, and like when you post on a website like Reddit and you try to go there for critiques and stuff, people will criticize like, oh well, you didn't draw the knuckle right, or the eye should be 1 inch, 1 millimeter to the left or to the right, and that technical stuff is just, I don't know, it's not really that helpful. I mean, there's a big difference between people who have absolutely no understanding of like of anatomy and people that have maybe an understanding of anatomy but don't really need it because they're so good at capturing what they see. And then there's like a lot of other people who um, I forget where I'm going with this. But anyway, let's start painting. Let's stop talking. It's time to paint. That happens. That happens. It happens when I forget where I'm going with an idea. But right now I'm trying to mix a lighter pink color. This is going to be really a thinned out color. Let me go with a thinned out color here. And one thing I need to do is need to bring out this right here a little bit. Is it dry? I don't think it's dry enough for me to be touching, so I need to use this. I'm gonna bring this down right over here. See how that looks. Okay, not bad. We're gonna shape out our head just a little bit. Shape out our head. Gonna bring these highlights down. Highlights into here. Let's try to bring this highlight down into the nose area. So we're gonna create a little triangle like right over here. And let's see, we can find a little highlight along the outside of the eyelash. There. Get this edge up right around the eye. Now I can freehand this a little bit. Yeah, I can freehand it now. So I'm gonna get a little highlight under the eye, get a nice little triangle of highlight here. And I think that's good as far as that goes. And then now I want to bring in some of the highlight around the top of the nose here. Now I want to find some browns. So let me find a yellow ochre here. Katie, what's up, Katie? How's it going? Thanks for tuning in 3 days, 3 streams in a row. That's a record. 3 streams in a row. That's fantastic. How are you this afternoon? So I'm trying to find a browner color right now. Slightly lighter brown. And we're gonna go, let's see. We're gonna go like here. Sergey. Definitely recommending anatomy classes. Great, fantastic. You know what? I will go against the grain and say that anatomy classes are not actually necessary. Why? Because if you can train your observation, if you can train your eye, if you can train your eye, you don't need to know that the bicep is made up of two muscle groups, and the tricep is made up of 3 muscle heads, and that the tailbone is connected to the hip bone, and the collarbone is connected to the whatever bone, and the human body has 13 ribs or 14 ribs or whatever. Right? You don't need to know all that. You don't. You don't need to know all that. And that's what anatomy is. Because I did study anatomy. And an entire course on anatomy. We all have. Yeah, well, great. So, proportion. That definitely makes sense. That definitely makes sense. Yes, proportion. That's right. It's good to know your proportions. Like realistically, that's actually the head. The head's pretty big, right? And the eyes are a bit bigger. The hand's extra long. The hand is extra long. It's all good, man. I appreciate the feedback, the thoughts. They're always welcome. But I guess like as you tuned in, I was probably I was saying how it wasn't necessary or something like that. I was saying something, I can't remember. But even so, I think even so, sometimes it's good to do things in a way that might be a little against the grain. But it sounds like Sergey wants to be recognized for his expertise in the fine crafts and arts. So Sergey, if you want me to do a promo for your page or whatever, feel free to let me know. This is a promo friendly live stream. So if you have products, services, ideas that you want to self promote, let me know and I will promote them. They will be promoted. They can be promoted here. Unlike many streams, I welcome self promotions. Self promotions. For me, what really needs to happen more than anything, I need to draw lots and lots of hands. I need to draw more hands. let's go. We're gonna grab some more white. We're gonna whiten this. Whiten this. Let's add this detail right here. So Katie Fife prefer. KDP likes it. KDP. And one thing, no matter what, according to my mentor Andrew Loomis, who, when I say mentor, I mean I've read through his books. You know, if you're gonna draw people's body proportions, you know, it's better to err on the side of oversized than undersized. If you're drawing for people, right? Like if you're being commissioned for somebody, you don't need to lie about somebody's, you know, dimensions or whatever. But it is important to, you know, if you are going for the proportion route, err on the side of bigger than smaller. And that's according to Andy Loomis. So, you know, if you want to disagree, may he rest in peace. So if you don't know Andy Loomis, he does all the Loomis method. That's his thing, is the Loomis method of drawing. So where you kind of like do dimensional heads and stuff. Where the head has multiple dimensions. What am I saying? I'm trying to explain things, but it's not working out today. I can't really explain and paint at the same time right now. Some days I can, some days I can't, but I think right now I'm just trying to figure all this out. So let me see. So these knuckles should just go right up here. And the knuckles should come right over here. And then this should drop down a little bit. We're going to drop this palm down. All right. The Kate has come back. The Kate Pfeiffer has re-arrived. And let's try to build up some shadow underneath. I'm gonna build up some shadows now. What's my favorite team? Football. What is my favorite team in football? You know, growing up, I really liked the Saints. Even though I live in Los Angeles now, I still think the Saints are a great team. But I don't follow them as actively anymore. I'm just not a very big sports guy. What about you? You got a favorite football team that you follow religiously? Or maybe not so religious? All right, let's see. We're gonna take like a lighter pink. We're gonna blend around the lip area. I made these two little markings that are a bit distracting, but we're gonna go make this rounded space here just to create a cheek. And we're gonna add a bit of this again into the area right next to it. KC, Cowboy, the Browns. So all the Southern teams. You like all the Southern teams, Kate? You know, on camera, this actually looks pretty good, but I think up close, some of these, this blending looks a little funky.
Wanna come out here? Come on, Simba. No.
And what have we got going on now? So I'm getting the face. I'm trying to work in some more of the lights and the shadows here. What'd you say, Kat?
The door just shut itself.
Uh-oh. Our door just shut by itself. What does that mean? Ghosts.
The wind
All right, so we need this to come up here. We need a nice blending of space right here. And then we need some highlight right in here, so a little bit of a white. And then some more white right here. And then see how high this needs to go, right there. I'm still trying to figure out how I need to do this nose. The nose looks okay, but it's not. Let's see. Nose is a little off, but I think we can fix it. Problem with the nose is it's like disappearing. Let's try to close off this like sketched line here. Use a slightly smaller brush. Try and blend some parts. Let's see, maybe this brush will do. This brush is kind of rough. Let's see, let's find a good brush to blend some of our space. This brush might work. So I need to blend in this section right here. Round it out a little bit. So we're just going to go like this, and we're just going to round it out, round it out. There we go. All right, that's looking better. We're going to blend this in, just down, just try to make it look more, a bit more natural, a bit more of a natural cheek, and let the colors flow around this way. Oh yeah, let's bring some highlights. Bring some more highlight. Some gently brushed highlight across the top of the eye here. Let's see, I can bring a little bit, just a little bit, little bits of highlight just to peek through on that space in there. Little tiny bits of highlight, ever so gentle ones. So I find like a pink, nice pink to peek through. Nope, needs to be a bit brighter. A little bit more. Let's grab some white, grab some pink here. We're gonna grab some white, grab some pink. Let's go. We almost there yet? Almost there. Need to darken this just a bit more. And here we go. Let's go with this. Pop this in here. All right, there we go. I think that created a nice separation between the neck and the cheek. And we're gonna do an ever so mild, another mild highlight just to capture the neck underneath here. I'm liking this brush so far. So let's see, what else do we gotta do? You know what? Let's go tighten up the space around the head here. So we're gonna take our filbert. Actually, you know what? I might take this brush. And something I wanted to do is I wanted to make it a darker. Where's my burnt sienna? I think this would be a good color. Our burnt sienna. I'm using an Infinity series, so this is from Zen Art Supplies. This is a burnt sienna, which is like a really dark brown red. It's like a brown red or a terracotta. I guess another word would be like a terracotta red. It's like a clay red. It's got a lot of uses actually. Like if you want like a less saturated red and you want it like more earthy, I think a burnt sienna is what you would go for. More earthy red. All right, so here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna take some of our burnt umber and we're gonna put it into our burnt sienna. We're gonna create like a darkened red with our yellow ochre here. I'm gonna grab some of our yellow ochre as well. I'm just gonna create like a nice darkened burnt sienna. That's our goal. Nice dark burnt sienna. And we're going to come around. This is just a nice flat brush. Yo, what's up, Wilfried Grutzner? Wilfried Grutzner. Is that, am I pronouncing that right with the right accent and everything? Wilfried. Or is it Wilfried? Wilfried Grutzner? Wilfried Grutzner.
How am I coming along? Oh, very nice with my stiff hand. That's what it is.
Stiff hand, yes. Alright. I like when people just say hi, just come in the room, say hi, and then just never speak again. Just kidding. I like when people interact. Either way, whether you say hi and you never speak again or whatever, it's cool with me. So here we go. We're going to bring this down. Just really trying to close off the edges here. Really close off the edges. And I didn't like how saturated the red was. It was just, red was a little bit too saturated. I don't really care about the rest of the body. I want to keep the body fairly loose. But I just don't like the oversaturation of the red. So I decided to bring in this brown. You know what? I need a liner brush. A brush that's gonna help me create a nice clean line around the edge. This one's a little too big to do a nice clean edge, so I need to go with a smaller brush here. Just a slightly smaller brush. Let's go. Grab this. Grab this color that we got. We're going around the head. NG Carter. You know what? You gotta remind me. Carter. You gotta remind me, dude. I'm trying to remember that. What has Carter done? I should go by a different, unless it was like Carter something. La Boo Boo has arrived. Yeah, I did the wedding. Okay. All right. So you were here for the wedding painting. All right. Well, thanks for coming back in. We got another new visitor, La Boo Boo. La Boo Boo, the iconic toy that has taken over America's homes. But you know what? Every generation needs their version of a La Boo Boo. For me, it was what do they call them? I don't even remember the names of Beanie Babies. I had the Beanie Babies. You know, and plus when McDonald's used to give like cool toys. I don't think McDonald's toys are as cool anymore because they're trying to cut costs and stuff. But when McDonald's used to give cool toys, you know, those were awesome. I wonder if it's because people didn't buy enough or whether they just wasn't profitable. Well, I guess if people didn't buy enough, then that would make it not profitable enough. Like, I don't know. I haven't bought a Happy Meal in a long time, so I should go buy one. Who's in the mood for a Happy Meal? You changed your name. All right. People always change the names, and then it's so hard to remember everybody. I'm even in real life, like I've started to have trouble even remembering faces. I know that's bad. It can be really bad, but I think the real reason is because like my mind's like so unfocused, or so focused on things that are like I've become like very introverted. And by introverted, I mean I'm so focused on what's going on in my own head that even if I was to be an extroverted, even if I was to seem extroverted, chatty or whatever, I would still have like things going on in my own head. I guess another way of saying that is I'm rarely ever present outside, and that makes it easier to remember people and their faces. But not if you're not present. If you're not present, you can't remember people. So, missionaries. Daniel, where am I from originally? Who are my ancestors? I come from many generations, probably many, many generations of Chinese people. My ancestors are Chinese. As far as I could tell. As far as I have been able to ascertain, my ancestors are Chinese. This section right here needs to be a little bit closed off. You gotta close off this little section right here. Section right there needs to be rounded up. Am I an alien? You mean like a extraterrestrial, or do you mean like an alien to the United States? What do you mean by alien? I think we're all aliens, technically. Humans, the human civilization is an entire civilization based on aliens. Alien in space. Trying to think of what else needs to be done. I mean, a lot still needs to be done. A lot. Let's see. I need a couple hairs. So I need a couple hairs. Need a nice rough brush right here. This might be a good brush. This will be a good brush. Need a couple hairs to flow in. To flow around the head here. So we're going to come around, grab this brush. Take a random strand. That looks good, right? This area right here. get the rest of the paint off of this brush here. We're gonna bring the red down. Or this is burnt sienna, mix of burnt umber. So you just get like a nice dark. I just didn't like the bright saturated red, so I wanted to try to bring it down a bit. I wanted to bring it down a bit with I would rather have overlapping colors than white little white dots to be showing through. That's my thing. I just don't like seeing these like little areas of like white from the canvas showing through. So I usually try to paint over them, paint on top, however I can. Allow this to sort of blend in, blend around. This can actually, I think this can actually curve around here. Get a little bit more of this paint. Now I'm starting to feel like it's kind of plain, like it needs something in the background to spice it up a little bit. Not sure I'm a fan of these old school, this old school style. That's just these like plain backdrops. All right, let's clean this brush off. Sup, CT. For those of you watching from my Amazon stream, just to let you know that if you ever need a share message, feel free to chat. This is a live stream. It's not a pre-recorded video. Today is January 1st, 1911. So obviously this is a live stream. Connie T is here. It is. Let's see, what day is today? Alexa, what's today's date? Wednesday, October 22nd. Okay. So one day before the 3rd. I mean, the 23rd. It's the 22nd. One day before the 23rd. Let's make it to tomorrow. If you make it to tomorrow, you're doing great. All right. So these hand proportions are off, but You know what? I'm gonna run with it anyway. Let's see. That should be. I mean, I could probably cut off some of the fingers like right there. No, bring this down a little bit. It's a very. I mean, it is a bit of a freakishly long hand in this photo. That's okay. Let me see what I can do. What is to be done about some of these facial features. So I need to go into here. Right over here is okay. Bring it a little bit into the nose. Let's go grab our white here. We're gonna go blend this up just a little further. We're gonna give her a little bit bigger of a nose cleft area here. I'm gonna push the shadow on the tip of the nose up just a little bit further. Kat, did you say Melissa come here? Oh. This brush is way too rough. All right, people getting messages. What are these messages about? Kat,
Yeah,
did you see the photos my mom sent?
yeah, well, she said she's gonna enhance your headshot.
Yeah, but did you gotta look at what she said. She's being weird. Huh?
She's always been weird.
Yeah.
Yeah, I will. Oh,
My mom is being weird, people.
I'm watching your stream.
It's okay. I need a very small brush. This can't be the only brush that can help me do what I need to do. All right, let's find some of this color. Actually, this might actually be a pretty good color. Our burnt sienna with red. go just along the tops of the lip here. Your friend was struggling with constipation for a couple weeks, but after seeing the painting, everything's okay. The best painter ever. Thank you. Ooh, what a testimonial, huh? What would I do without great testimonials like that? I'd be out of business. You have no idea how meaningful your testimonial is to me. And then now I'm going to brush in our highlighted pink here. Let's find a nice good pink color. So this is just blending to help to round out some of the space. Try to find a contrasting yellow to lay down around the outskirts here. So we're going to come around right here.
Oh my God, now I'm seeing the photos.
My mom's funny. Funny, huh? What?
The girl with a mustache.
He's got a sense of humor. What's up with the slip? Slip has some issues right now. That should be. I think it's this section right here. Let's see. Almost there. Go back to a nice, actually, you know what, this is probably a good brush right here. We're going to go to this brush. We'll try to capture some details along the tops of the hands here. So we need some shadow colors to capture different elements of the hand. So like right here. Like this. I can actually take a nice thin brush, start to add some hand wrinkles. So wrinkles in the hand, we're gonna go with like a nice deep brown here. And let's start with this one. We're gonna come up. Line it up just a little bit. Actually, this needs to be much more. This brush needs to be a bit stronger. This is a good brush for this. Is that really the best brush? Maybe, especially if I'm going for finer line work. Let's go like this. Just come up. Have a little crease right here. And I'm constantly like looking back at the camera and being like, oh, okay, how is this, how is this progressing, right? How is everything progressing along? Just constantly looking back at the camera here. It's good to. Camera really helps a lot with keeping track of where you are. I'm just gonna keep using this. Should probably use a less brown, maybe even a deeper value of this.
Gotta take a nap.
Okay. We're gonna come around here, and then we're gonna do another little crease right here. Just marking out some of the areas where the wrinkles are going to go, the hand wrinkles. So from her chin, there needs to be something like that. And then Just marking where some things need to go. Candace, if you like that, steady your hand, find details. Clever, just got in here. Candace, thank you. Yeah, so this is actually just a just my random version of a maul stick. I have a maul stick, one specifically designed for that. And the idea is that you would put this on. I think this works really well if you have like a wall painting where you just like put it on the wall and you just set it up against it. But it also there's a problem. The problem with this also is that I think it works really well for acrylic or really long paintings that take a really long time, because especially with oil, because if you're gonna put this onto your canvas, it's gonna get the paint on it, which is not good. And you need like weeks for it to dry, whereas acrylic, you could just use this right away. But as you have seen, I can't do that. I have to set it up against some sort of object. And unfortunately, this round maul stick kind of slides around a lot, whereas this one just lays flat, so it helps me get just that extra bit of stability. But it's not just any ruler. This is like a stainless steel ruler that I could probably stand on this and it would bend, but honestly, I think it could probably support up to like 50 pounds without bending if you were to put something right in the center. You were to put, set something on it. It would probably take 50 pounds to actually like permanently bend it. But my arm is not anywhere close to 50 pounds. So let's see. What can we do about this this hand? Look at how crazy the hand is. It looks like looks horrible. So let's go ahead and start blending in. I'm gonna take a color here. You get a nice blending color. You know what's a great brush for this? So this brush is a really rough brush, and I think this will do a great job because it's gonna help push around some of the colors that have. It's gonna help to blend around some of these colors. So let's see if this works. Or let's see how it works. What I want to do is I really just want to blend in some of the shadows here, just ever so gently. Take the shadows and make it, nice smooth transition. Because anytime light moves around like a circle or something, a round surface, it's gonna blend, or it's gonna. What's the right word? Light moves around a round surface, and it gets lighter, right? As it moves around, it either moves lighter or darker. So having like a nice smooth blending actually really makes a lot of sense. All right, let's go like this. I'm gonna take this pink that we've been trying to create here. Continue on with this pink. Let's go. Sometimes it can be hard to explain things, but so here we go. Just gonna blend this rounded edge here. And here we go. We'll bring this in. Uh, Here we go. Let's see. So the goal is to eliminate all this like this overly dark line here. But I wanted to do it in a way that like allows it to blend itself around. Here we go. I don't know. It doesn't look like it's. It looks like it's getting some pretty getting. I don't know. I don't know about this extra wet paint. These shadows are gonna blend in the way I want it to be. So might take some extra time to work these spaces. Let's see. Let's go ahead and bring this in. Grab like a red and get like a red and a white yellow. Hopefully. Let's see. We're gonna come around like this, and we're gonna create a nice highlight on the side there. And here we go. I'm gonna come around like this right here. I'm just aiming to. I wonder if I feel like painting these wrinkles was not the best idea. Let's see how. These very subtle wrinkles though. Not wrinkles. Everyone's got these normal things in their hand, right? You know what, Candace? Thank you for saying that. Thank you for saying you got to trust the process because it's so easy to just be in this very specific moment. You're looking at, you're like, oof, that does not look good. But yes, definitely trusting process can go a long way. So very nice of you to say that. Even when you don't trust the process yourself, it's always good. That's why streaming's great, is because at some point, someone else, you'll reach a point where you're like, oh, I don't know about what's happening, right? You'll reach that point. But then you have somebody like Candace who jumps in and keeps you going, keeps you plugging along. So my mom made me a photo of what I would look like if I was a girl because I grew my hair long. Leave it to your mom to send you weird photos like that. That is, but this what's really creepy though is that seeing this photo, you think about all the people who actually do this, right? Like people with Instagram accounts that actually take their photos and make themselves look like girls if they're not. Just to, I'm not talking about like if someone chooses to become a girl, but if someone fakes being a girl, that's a different story, right? But look at this. This is a kind of a goofy photo. I do have great hair though, but besides that, this is this is a separate thing right here, right? Like that's funny. That's why I keep a mustache. If I didn't have a mustache, this was a girl with a mustache. Anyway, let's see. See what else is happening here. Got some holiday earnings reports. All right, cool. So let's do this. I think I need a bigger brush. Let's go. I'm gonna take a lot of our white. I think I need a lot more white here. And we're gonna come around. Get our white, 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 white. And here we go. So we're gonna come around and just, there we go. That's not bad. It's actually looking pretty good. So I'm gonna bring this down. And then bring that down, this around. Bring our white. We're gonna bring it across right here. And here we go. So, pop this around the top. I think the issue with this is it looks like it was drawn onto a flat surface, but what it needs to look like is it needs to look like it's going horizontal across the hand. So I think that's the modifications that I'm gonna have to make to make these shadows work a little better. And then we're gonna bring the same shade, same color, right across into here. So we're gonna come around and boom. And here we go. Let's go bring some pieces across right there. Those knuckles across. What the heck is that? What the heck is this right here? What is this thing? I don't know, but let's go right here. You know what? Maybe what I should try is something different. Laverne? What's up, Laverne? How you doing? Kate has returned. Kate has returned from the real world. Kate, how does grass feel? Have you returned from the field of grass and experienced the touching of grass? Can you share with us how that feels? For those of us who choose to spend our lives inside painting. Ha, kidding. All right, let's see. I'm gonna go grab this white here. I'm gonna continue on trying to work in these little shadow areas. And here we go. All right, so it's actually, this is actually working out fairly well. Doing my best of reducing the density of this saturation of these browns, and hopefully eventually I can just, I don't know, it's a little bit too wrinkled. Might just leave it nice and natural. Might have to just paint over it at some point and just let it be let it be without wrinkle. We'll see. We'll see how I feel about this on another day, but it's just looking kind of funky. Try to find a little hint of green here. Maybe find a little hint of green. Let's see, where's this green go? It's very saturated green. Too saturated. This won't work. Too cold to go outside. Yes, too cold. What am I gonna do about these hands? What is gonna happen with these hands? I don't know. Got a nice natural pink here. So we got a nice natural color here. Nice natural flesh tone. Yeah, I don't think I can keep the hand wrinkles. It's just not gonna work. I don't think it's necessary either. The Mona Lisa didn't have hand wrinkles, so why should this? Alright, let's go. I'm gonna go with the yellower light. This other area. Like a dark yellow light. Totally valid. Hey Candace. So Candace, are you an artist, streaming artist as well? You seem to have a understanding of what I'm going through right now. Lady A Game says that's pretty. Thank you. What if I just like leave this hand really raw looking? Kind of looks a little bit chubbier now. Oh yeah, this extra funk right here. What do we do about that? Let's see. We can move that with the hair later. But for now, I gotta try to fix this hand. Give it a natural look. Let other people fill in the lines for me. Fill in the details. You know what? This part of the hand should go past the. Go past. We can make this part bigger. By the way, this is one of the real important reasons why a lot of artists will use projectors and like trace because it saved so much time. If I was to use like a projector and just like sketch in and everything was already perfectly shaped, I could just go through this and have an easy time, get through this painting. But if you freehand everything, you tend to run into issues like this, issues that you wouldn't be running into if you had planned out the drawing much more precisely before. But at the same time, then you don't get to problem solve. And some people like to have problems. Like myself, I make my own problems. Even when my life is going good, you can't help but come up with some challenges, right? Don't you want challenges in your life? Who doesn't want a challenge in their life? Who doesn't want to create their own drama? All right, here we go. We're gonna find some yellow. Bring some yellow back into this. Life can't go too good, right? Lady A. Well, if you want to paint portraits like this, there's only one thing you need to do, and that's practice. And you might not even end up painting portraits like this. You might, if you practice enough, you'll probably end up coming with your own way of painting portraits. Which is even better. Maybe, not better like technically, but better for your own personal creative export. Actually, the shape is actually coming along. Not too bad right now. It's coming along. If you didn't make your own problems, you'd probably have so much free time. And where's the fun in that? Exactly. We don't know. Who needs free time? Nobody likes free time. We all need purpose in life, right? And if you can't find purpose through some other stuff, you got to make up your own. Make your own problems. And it's better to like have your own problems than to, be dealing with others, right? Because if you have your own problems, at least you know that you're in charge. If you're dealing with other people's problems, then you won't even have time for your own self-inflicted problems. All right, I like where the hand is at, sort of. It's got good qualities, masterfully painted qualities. It's got issues, but it's also got good qualities. This finger definitely looks janky though. Let's see. But it's fairly accurate. I think it's just. Let's see, let's go. It's turned. It's turned like that. Let me see. Does the hand fit? Yeah, I mean, it kind of makes sense. It's not totally inaccurate, right? It's close. It just looks funky because this. Maybe I need to bring the what do you call that? The thing on the tip of the fingernail, the painted fingernail out. Let's see, where's my magenta? I need a purple, violet. Okay, let's see, what are we gonna do? Here we go. We're gonna go from, you know what? We're gonna do a 1980. Oof, so much cat hair on this thing. After I do this nail, I'm actually gonna take a break. I'm starting to do things that preach it. Yes, Yes. Kate says get a job. Yes, that's important too. But even if you have a job, they create problems for you. Imagine if you could just make your own problems and you wouldn't have to worry about it. And a lot of people have jobs where they probably don't feel like they have any purpose, right? Like when I used to work as like a cashier, I really never felt like I had any sort of purpose as a cashier. Just kind of there, just collecting money. And for somebody else though, not for yourself, collecting money is fine, but collecting money for somebody else, that's different. All right. Um, let's do this other finger right here. We're gonna go. So that's another finger. Go like this to another finger. And then we got one more finger along the back. Let's try to brighten it up a little bit. This other finger needs to be popping out just below. So we're going to have a tiny bit of shadow wherever this goes. And let's see. Do you want to do jobs are way less fun? Take your problems with painting any day if you could. Yeah, but I think I'm not criticizing jobs, by the way, okay? I am totally for jobs. Jobs are great. I love my job. I love my part-time jobs. I love my full-time jobs. I love my work. But artistically speaking, as far as all of us are here in pursuit of our self-actualization, right? Like painting. Nobody needs to paint. Nobody needs to nobody has to make art. That's a self-actualization activity when you have some of your other needs that have been met. It's a luxury to be able to do so. jobs need money. Right on. Yes, everybody needs jobs and money. We all need it. Alrighty. So let's see. Let's go for another blend sesh. Let's do some more blending right now. But Kate and Candace, thank you both for partaking in these random conversations that pop up over the course of these many hours of painting. So if you haven't noticed already, part of what I try to do during my live streams is, present the artwork through a stream of consciousness, and sometimes the conversations actually flow normally, and then other times it's like, what is this guy talking about? And I think at the core level, it does what it does is, I think it allows me to capture ideas in a very unique way that not many artists have done so. And is it necessary? Does anybody care? I don't know, but it's just what I do. And I just know that I appreciate people such as yourselves that attempt to partake in such conversations. It's very appreciated. Take another brush and we're going to start. Let's go some of these darker colors right here. Go like this. I'm going to come around. Let's just go like this. Honestly, her lip looks okay without. But I really need to do it. Actually, you know what? I need to take a break. Part of painting, I think, is knowing myself, and when my brain starts to shut down, but not even like shut down, just kind of like stops cooperating in the same way. Especially for work like this, where you're painting and you want things to look the way they're supposed to look. You don't want to lose too much detail. But it's looking good. I like it. It's at a good spot. went through some struggles. The hand actually looks okay compared to what I thought it was gonna look like. At least from a distance. When you get up close, it's a little bit more funky. But I paint for the stream. So when you get up close, you know you can see a lot of the issues, but it actually looks pretty good from far away. So right now's a good time for a break, and then we'll be back later today. Oh, you had to see some family off? That's great. What are you doing? You doing like a pre-Thanksgiving Thanksgiving? Actually gotta take a break right now, go for a take care of some rest, and then come back later. But we'll definitely be back tonight. After I've had a chance to recharge my thoughts. So, everybody that's here, thank you, and we'll be back in a little bit. Take care. Kate, Candace, final shout out. Thank you. Good night. See you soon. So you said your mom was visiting for a bit to help watch her grandson, your nephew. Oh, that's amazing. That's sweet. Very sweet. Right on. I'll be back.